Good afternoon. I'm Jason Gray, and this is the first of 50 book summaries and breakdowns in my 50 book challenge. Let me ask you this. If there is a way for you to build new relationships, strengthen the ones you already have, put more good out into the world, and maybe double, triple, or quadruple your business, would you want to know about it? And if you knew about it, would you implement those strategies? If you said yes to those questions, then you're in the right place, because in today's book breakdown, we're going to learn all about that. So the book I read first is The Power of Human Connection: How Relationship Marketing is Transforming the Way People Succeed by Kody Bateman. It's only 288 pages. This book was given to me by a business referral partner of mine as a nice gesture, and I loved it. I rate it 10 out of 10. And you'll see why here in a moment. So the first part of this book, first tip I have for you is define your personal brand. Okay, you build it with friendship, celebration, and service. All right, you'll see my book here all broken down. We're going to go through all those points with you. So are you doing that in your business or in your life right now? So the friendship part is really just caring about people, asking them how they're doing, getting to truly know them. The celebration part is looking for ways to celebrate them or with them. So for instance, if I had a business partner or a prospect or even a family member or friend, and they just posted something on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram about graduating or getting married or having a baby or getting recognized, I could be like everybody else and say, great job on that social media platform. Or I might take it a step further, take a picture of that, create a greeting card, put that picture on the greeting card, mail it to them with very nice words on that. And now I'm standing out and I'm helping them celebrate even further. And then, of course, service is giving your best to all of your customers. You know, the second principle in this book that we look at is you have to focus 80% of what you're doing on relationship and 20% on marketing. See, most people will send out a card, a note, an email, a text, and they're asking for something. They're trying to sell something, and they're just another person that's trying to push a product or service. Where what if most of the time you receive something from a company, it was all about you. It made you feel great. It felt like there was a true relationship and they cared about you. And then every once in a while they asked for a referral or they asked for your business or they wanted to teach you about what they're doing. Would you be more receptive to the ask if it was only 1 in 5, 1 in 6 times compared to all the time? I believe you would, and this book says that you would. Okay, so what are some ways you can do that? How can you stay in touch with clients and prospects, not feel pushy or annoying, really build on the relationship, but also market from time to time? Well, there's a few things in here, but if you can see that, they're talking about a strategy there where you might be sending cards, a thank you card, a birthday card, a holiday card, recognition or celebration, lifestyle. All of those would be your relationship. And then you might send a keeping in touch or an informational message, which, you know, that's kind of marketing, but somewhere in the middle. And then you would definitely send something that would be marketing or promotional, like, hey, we have this discount, or we haven't seen you in a while, when would you like to come in, type of thing. So how can you implement that into your lifestyle with your friends, family, or business where you're building more relationship and less on the marketing side? Okay. Now we're going to look at this. You've all heard it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that can be true. But this book says it's not really who you know that matters. It's not who you know, it's who you get to know that matters, right? So I know John Smith. I know him, know of him, we're acquaintances, big deal. But it's who I really get to know. Have I built that relationship with John Smith? Because once the relationship is built, everything is better, both personal and business. And it's not who you know, it's what you do with who you know that matters. You can know a lot of people, but if you're not really doing much with those people or for them, it's just a waste, isn't it? or you're not living up to the true potential of that relationship. Some other ideas are, if you just meet a prospect, instead of following up right away and trying to ask for business unless they've told you to do so, just send them a card or a handwritten note that says, nice to meet you. Make them feel special, compliment them. There's a story in this book of a person that says, you send a touch base and say things like, I haven't talked to you in a while. I'd sure like to get caught up, or I hope you're doing great. Give me a call sometime. And, you include a picture of yourself and your phone number. What else do we got for you here? All right. So send nice words, like I was just giving an example of, and you don't necessarily need to ask. I'm going to read 2 examples here and think about which one you like best. So the first one is, imagine that I send a thank you card for attending my course today. And here's what I'll write. Thank you for the comments you made at the event. It was a pleasure sharing a fun-filled day with you and your real estate friends. Best wishes to you and your success, your friend Kody. How would that make you feel? If you're like most people, you'd feel pretty good. You'd probably like me, or you'd like the note. You'd like the card. Next time you saw something from me, you wouldn't throw it away or cringe. You might be more willing to look at it. But look at this scenario. What if I send you a thank you card instead that says, thank you for attending this course today. We hope you enjoyed the event. We appreciate your business. If there is anything if there's anyone you know who could benefit from our system or training, please don't hesitate to send them my way. How would that make you feel? Probably makes you feel like it's just a standard follow-up and they're asking for business or referrals, which is a little salesy and not much relationship. Do you guys agree? So really get in the habit of sending thank you cards, birthday cards, holiday cards, keeping in touch, things like that. And when you do it, you will dramatically increase the relationship and potential referrals. Isn't it interesting to think that you can increase how many referrals you're going to be getting without even asking for the referral? If you just have a great product or service and then follow through with relationship, how are they not going to tell others about you? So a reminder, repetition is the mother of all learning. Relationship 80%, marketing 20%, always. Okay? So check this out. In the conversation, 9 out of 10 of you will end up talking about their family, their line of work, their hobbies, and usually in that order. One of the first things you'll want to explore is this. See if you can send them a referral for whatever business they're in. This is the fastest way I know to move a contact from cool to warm. Even if you end up not knowing someone who needs their products or services, just the thought and attempt alone lets them know that you care about them, right? When you're finished, send them a greeting card in the mail, thank them for their time, let them know how nice it was to reconnect. Don't ask for anything in the card. You're moving somebody from cool to warm, or you're warming back up that relationship. Those are examples of meeting with someone, talking with them, building a relationship instead of trying to always sell or ask. Now listen, I don't want you guys to get confused. Kody's a great businessman. I love Grant Cardone and a lot of other people, and they're always talking about always be closing, always be selling, and you have to have that in mind. I'm not saying not to do that, okay? I'm just also saying that building relationships will last. It's much easier to sell or to help people with your product or service or whatever you're doing in life if there's a relationship there first and always. All right, so it's combining the two. Okay, so let's look at this. Novice salespeople typically learn feature pitches and they verbally throw up on their prospects with it. All right, we should all know features don't sell, benefits do. But that's not even the worst of it. By unloading the feature pitch, you make the presentation all about you, and by doing this, you lose the caring connection you have hopefully worked hard to build. All right, so make sure that you're talking about benefits over features. So what does that mean? Well, you could talk about features of a car. They have all these bells and whistles, and the person could care less about that. Maybe the thing they really care about is, will this be safe for my teenage new driver? So you want to talk about the benefits of this car is made, 6,000 pounds, or I don't know anything about cars really, but it's very strong, 5-star rating, because this is a great car for you because this will keep your kids safe. If you're looking for a car that's safe for your kids, this one has the highest rating out of any of them in 2019. Here's the facts on that. So look at the benefits that relate to your customer, all right? Let's go. We're halfway through, guys. Stay with me. We're learning and we're growing. If you're not learning and growing, you are dying. So check this out. I have on the screen here, whose story are you in? All right. We all have stories of heroes or people that have influenced us or helped us out, but put that back on yourself. Where are you doing that, or where have you done that? My life, it's really been coaches, but if you're building human connection, if you're building relationships, if you're really going above and beyond in that category, you're going to be in a lot more stories, aren't you? So features don't sell, benefits do. We just covered that. Be prepared for objections. No matter what you do in life, there's going to be objections. If you're asking out a girl or asking a woman to marry you or trying to go to a certain movie or trying to go to a certain date, if you're trying to make a basketball team, if you're in business, if you're asking for business, if you're asking for somebody's time, man, the list goes on. There's always going to be concerns or objections or people not thinking exactly like you're thinking. And so your skills to educate and persuade them to move in a direction that you think is better for them is key. The words here on the screen, feel, felt, found, that's a secret phrase. Lots of books and authors and professional people will teach you that. If you haven't heard that before, write it down and keep it with you. But any objection somebody gives you, you can say something like, so let's say let's say your wife doesn't want to go to the new Will Ferrell comedy movie. She thinks it's stupid. Honey, I know exactly how you feel. In the past, when I was thinking about going to Will Ferrell or didn't really know who he was, I saw a commercial. I thought he was stupid and didn't really like his comedy as well, so I felt exactly like you. But you know what I found out? Is his new movies, he's acting serious or his comedy is totally different. And it's got 5-star ratings and it's got so-and-so and so-and-so that you like. And I know it's going to be a blast. So can we go see it and see what we think for ourselves? Feel, felt, found, okay? Be prepared for the objections. Prepare a list of potential objections you have ever heard or can think of about your product or service. Know what they are and be prepared for them. What I tell my team is be prepared for 5 objections on whatever you're asking to close. So if you're asking them to move forward with an investment that's going to better their retirement situation, be prepared. They might say, I can't afford that. Isn't that too risky? How long has this been around? What are the fees? A couple other ones, right? So be prepared for those 5, 6 things they may say. And if you have the right answer and questions, you're going to help them move forward with what's better for them. And that's another secret you want to write down, guys, is if you're dealing with objections, questions are more powerful than just telling them. So for instance, someone says, isn't this investment very risky? Hey, John, I know exactly how you feel. Before I started investing like this or studying this, I thought it was a lot more risky than it was. I felt the same way, and a lot of people do. But you know what I found out? The market has averaged X% for the last 100 years. And this fund has been around for the last 40, you see right here. And it's averaged this. So yes, it does go up and down like the market. Nothing guarantees, future returns. But if anything is halfway close to what it was, you would probably get this type of return. Does that make sense? Great. So let's move forward and see if we can help you out with that. So a reminder, guys, you got to have your strategy for relationship. Mainly relationship, a little bit of marketing, okay? So keep building that relationship. Create a strategy that fits your business, that fits your lifestyle, your goals, all right? Now, what if you're in a business where you are managing or hiring or recruiting employees or people with you? What's a great retention plan? Because you go through a lot of work to get these people. Here's what the book says. It says, start with giving a lot of trust to people and letting them know they're trusted, and make sure they can trust you for sure. Follow through on your word and do what you say you're going to do. Make sure that You're continuing to educate your people. And always, always, always appreciate them. You know, one of my mentors, Art Williams, said you can never overdo recognition. And I think you guys could agree with that, especially if you've been on sport teams, or you remember how if you had good parents, how they made you feel, or maybe good grandparents. They were always appreciating you and telling you you're awesome and you're special and good job, and they're surprised by how good you are at something. But a lot of companies or bosses or managers don't do that. The only time they recognize somebody is in negative recognition. John, why are you 5 minutes late? What's going on? Why'd you only do 3 today when you're supposed to do 4? So go the opposite route and always appreciate and recognize your people. And if you're in a company, even if you're not the boss or the manager, if you're sidelined down below in the org chart, you can still appreciate and recognize people, make them feel special, and trust me, that's going to have huge impact. What it really comes down to is the power of human connection. No matter where the human race resides, we want to feel connection. We all fill various roles in our lives: employer, employee, customer, friend, spouse, sibling, parent, and child. All fill these roles, but we never stop being a human being who wants to feel connection. All right, guys, we're 2/3 of the way there. Last section of the book. Hang in there. Let's keep learning. All right. Your own personal development is critical to what you have to offer in the marketplace. If you're not growing, you're dying. I'll say that over and over and over again here on this channel. So how are you growing? All right. And remember, what you send out, you're going to get back. So the more you grow, the more good you do, the more value you bring, guess what comes to you and your business and your family? Here's a story here that's illustrated by a Cherokee grandfather. He was teaching his grandson about life using the metaphor of 2 wolves fighting within, one evil and one good. His grandson asked, which wolf will win? And the grandfather replied, the one that you feed the most. So I hope you can see that this is karma working within you. What you send to yourself with thoughts, beliefs, action, and habits is what you become. And the person who you have created within is what you are sending out to others. Finding you. Off-purpose thoughts come from our world environment where 87% of everything you're exposed to is negative. So you got to fight those thoughts and those feelings that are negative, right? And you have to be the light in your life and others. All right, the next point here, create on-purpose stories in your mind that serve you. So we do this because our subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. If you send out a message in present tense, starting with the words I am, your subconscious mind believes it and acts upon it and delivers what you send it. What you focus on the most will grow. And if you say, I'm not good enough, I don't know if I can do that, you start stressing. You're saying things like, I don't have enough money, I'll never get out of debt. You will believe that. You will become more and more of what you don't want. So, and that's natural. And the world tells us that 87% of the time, those negative things. So start being self-aware. Catch yourself saying some of those things and instead replace it with the alternative, the positive. I am wealthy. I am happy. I am healthy. I am growing every day. I am something, your goals that you want to be 3, 5, 10, 20, 30 years from now. I am that. My son is 12 years old. You know, he's saying things like, I am a Christian. I am a great person. I am the star basketball player. I am playing varsity basketball. I am playing D1 basketball. I am an NBA player. I am successful. I have many businesses. Will all that come true? I don't know. It could if he really wants to make it happen. But I guarantee his chances of making that happen are far superior when thinking and saying those things and acting on it than the opposite. Wouldn't you guys agree? All right. Next point here is there is a time-tested statement in marketing that says fear of loss is a bigger motivator than the desire for gain. Now, I hope you write down your goals. And if it's just, I want to do well with no time frame, no plan, no action, it's just a wish. but maybe you have a goal that says, by December 2019, I have my dream job coaching this varsity team and I'm making 6 figures a year providing for my family. I don't even know if that's possible, but whatever that goal is, make it very specific and then go for it. And you should have that, and that should drive you and motivate you and push you. But guess what? More people are motivated by the fear of loss, FOMO, the fear of missing out. What about you? What are you more motivated by? Let me know in the comments below, huh? And the fact that you can be aware of that is going to help you get ahead. And another point here is you will naturally build your brand, it's a reminder, with what? Friendship, celebration, and service. We talked about that before. All right, leverage, guys, the law of attraction. That goes back to creating positive stories and statements. And let me ask you this. You've heard this, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Why do you guys think that is? Comment below, let me know. You know, there's a lot of factors, okay, and it gets complicated, but for sure, successful people and people who become wealthy, they usually have a different mindset. So I'm going to read you some examples here, and you tell me where yours is at, how it stands out for you. So what does a wealthy mindset look like? Wealthy people focus on their big picture or their purpose, where poor people focus on their little pictures or daily routines. Wealthy people focus on the long-term gain from their efforts, where poor people focus on their short-term results. Wealthy people have a mindset of abundance, where poor people have a mindset of security or control. Wealthy people go outside of their comfort zones, and poor people do all they can to stay in and protect their comfort zones. Wealthy people never play the game, I'm a victim, where poor people become a victim in most of their dealings. As T. Harv Eker says, you can become a victim or you can be rich, but you can't be both. Wealthy people learn and grow. Poor people think that they know it all. Wealthy people focus on their why, while poor people focus on their how. Wealthy people spend time on personal development and training, just like you guys here looking in at this book, where poor people skip the how-to training. Wealthy people visualize what they desire. Poor people wonder how they will ever get what they desire. Wealthy people leverage their time, talents, and money with relationships. Poor people guard their time, talent, and money with fear. Wealthy people don't think about it, they do it. Poor people think and talk about it, but never do it. Wealthy people celebrate success of others. Poor people judge the success of others. All right, I think I had one more statement there. Let me find that for you real quick. Wealthy people believe they can have their cake and eat it too. Poor people don't believe they deserve the cake, so they ordered a donut, focus on the whole, and wonder why they have nothing. Wealthy people know how to set up their money blueprint. Poor people don't know that they have a money blueprint. And a money blueprint is really how you think about money, your actions, the way you save it, invest it, and give it away. And earn it as well. So here's a story here. One of Kody's biggest heroes is Norman Vincent Peale. And he said it like this: we are here to be excited from youth to old age, to have an insatiable curiosity about the world. We are also here to help others by practicing a friendly attitude, and every person is born for a purpose. Everyone has a God-given potential, in essence, built into them, and if we are to live life to its fullest, we must realize that potential. What actions and steps are you guys taking to live your life to the fullest and realize your potential? All right, 3 more points. Stick with me. All right, when people implement everything we've been talking about here and really have a strategy for human connection, for follow-up, for making others feel special, really relationship marketing, by appreciating their prospects and their customers and thanking them, they have transformed their business. Which is what I just said there. So think about this. Why do you go somewhere? You don't go there really because of price, or maybe a few places, but not places you're always returning to. You go there because you're appreciated. You feel good, and you get the quality and value that you're looking for. The number one reason a customer will leave your business is not because of price or service. It's a perceived indifference. They don't think you care about them. So just start showing them gratitude. Appreciation is key. So in conclusion, guys, I love this book. I hope the points I shared with you, taught you something and maybe inspire you to go pick up this book. If you want to get it, the description is in the link is in the description below. So keys here, you have to have a system for connection and follow-up. Add some heart to it and utilize it. Have that strategy, build out your strategy. And the key is building relationships. 80% relationship, 20% marketing and sales, and make others feel special. Art Williams said, you can never judge the heart of a man or a woman, but everyone is wearing an invisible sign around their neck that says, make me feel special. So do that in the lives of others around you. So I'm curious, what are your biggest takeaways from today's book review and breakdown? And also, which books would you like me to cover next? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for spending some time with me here today. If you'd like to pick up the book, like I said, the link is in the description below. Next week, I'm going to be covering Coach K's book, Leading with the Heart, Successful Strategies for Basketball, Business, and Life. Until then, please implement what you've learned today, and I hope that you'll join me in the pursuit of greatness.